Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Smurgos interview. It's a very exciting interview for me today because we are talking to some really awesome people that are running a really cool organization called QASA. Now, QASA is the Quadriplegic Association of South Africa, which is a very big organization. It's one that we've worked with many times before, and we have much love for QASA, and that's why we had to interview you guys. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Zandile and Raven. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. It's an honor to be part of this chat.
Thank you. So let's just kick it off. I know I've just given a very brief intro of what QASA is, but Zandile, what is the QASA organization all about? Like, can you give it to us in a snapshot?
Okay. QASA is an NGO that lobbies and advocates for people with disabilities. Our main focus is spinal cord injuries, but we do also assist people with other disabilities. We have a large number of projects to assist them in, and namely, so we have braid tags, we have a work readiness program, we have driving ambition, which we teach the candidates to drive. Our main focus is on assisting them and making their lives easier. So we reach out to the entire country as well.
So you're always aiming to make the circle bigger, bigger, bigger.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. That you guys are doing a lot of different projects there. I'm sure it keeps you much on your toes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. A lot. A big time it does. Well, I'm still new here, but I'm learning a lot, and it does keep me on my toes.
And Raven, do you have anything to add in terms of your experience with QASA? I know you are, I think you're the COO, am I correct?
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct, Nicholas. And yes, I do have to share and to add to what Zandile has mentioned there. And for me, QASA will always and have always had a special place in my life because I have actually found information and support when I needed it most. When I was confronted, and I say confronted, for that matter, with the disability, through a spinal cord injury, it was through QASA that I could be assisted and also be supported. And I saw the role that QASA played in my life, and I'm honored to be able to be employed at QASA. But QASA has products, projects, and services that we deliver and offer specifically to people with spinal cord injuries, as Zandile has mentioned. And we've been around for quite some time. We have a vast network. We are supported through our regional associations in 6 of the provinces. And we're just an awesome bunch of people getting together, made up with a board. 100% of our board members are people with disabilities or spinal cord injured. And we employ the skills that we require. And that is how we advocate and support to carry out our mission statement, as Zandile has mentioned, because that is what we want to do. That is what we set out to do, to ensure that all South African quadriplegics and paraplegics will live their lives to their full potential.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that's amazing. I know it's one of Smurgos' main goals is to employ people with disabilities and to make them work in an area that they can and that they are feeling skilled and employed and they can make a difference. And I know you guys are working on a lot of cool things, but are there any specific projects that you're working on right now that you would like to share with us?
Yes, and these ones I'd like them to go out to the public, like the work readiness program, right? It's a program that QASA has initiated, right? It's aligned with the SACO standards. It's a training for 8 weeks. before COVID, it was the candidates would come into training center and train, but now because of COVID regulations, it's now online. We are looking for candidates, and we have a specific criteria of the candidates must have mobility impairments. They must be between the ages of 18 and 35 because we are looking at youth, but we can make exceptions to 36, 37, 36. And also they must be understanding English, and also they will be given support in terms of being given a tablet. They'll be given a stipend for data, and also be given the support that they need. So what's important is for us to skill and, you know, grow our members and our candidates. And we also have a driving ambition. This is where the candidates with special needs are taught how to drive, our driver. We have one in Durban. We do have one vehicle in Joburg, in Gauteng actually, and we do have one in the Western Cape. But we are still in the process of starting, and we're looking to start very soon. But candidates are still encouraged to apply. We also have bread tag collections. When I wasn't working for QASA, I didn't know what bread tags were useful for, so we'll throw them away. Bread tags are the white thing that I never even knew what it's called. I'm sure you don't as well.
No.
And we collect those, and a specific weight or a donation of that specific weight, it's weighed and it's recycled, and it goes towards donating a wheelchair to someone that is in need. We also have bags of hope where new members, for example, when after the accident and they're given the sufficient information for things that they'll need and information that they'll need, so that for them to cope and know who they can talk to and what should they do should they encounter a specific scenario, or, you know, like, it's a coping mechanism bag, as I always say. And we also have it's an application. Well, it's a program where members can apply for wheelchairs. They can apply for wheelchair repairs. They can also apply for batteries for their wheelchairs. Even tires they can apply for as well. And we also have an education fund. We also have a sports fund. We also even have our very own magazine, The Rolling Inspiration.
Yeah. We've been in there a few times. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'd like to hand over to Raven.
Yeah, cool. Raven.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, Zandile. And Nicholas, also thank you for being featured in the Rolling magazine, Rolling Inspiration magazine. It's not our only project, but we have quite a few. And as Zandile has mentioned today, we do have a few that is standing out. You mentioned employment earlier on, and employment is an important element. And we feel that is the way that we could reach out and improve the lives of our members, which is why the work readiness program is so high up on our priority list. It is well funded, and we thank our generous funders for that, for the support that we have for that program. It also has to innovate and to be moved to an online platform where we have at the moment 44 candidates that is actually, as we speak, busy with assessments and doing online assignments with 2 trainers that we have that is delivering the program. So we're happy for that. And as Zandile has mentioned, that we encourage our members to contact our office. She will provide us with an email address where they should send their applications to, for application for our products and our projects and some of our services. Zandile has mentioned the assistive device program that we have. We do have a criteria that we follow in order to assess how we assist our members and people with mobility impairments in general. She has mentioned the sports fund that we are also very proud of, education fund, which is what we use to have a bigger impact in the lives of our membership and our constituency out there. But those are some of the projects that she has been. most of our projects are set out to improve the circumstances. We might not be a Father Christmas association that just goes out handing out presents, but we want to make an impact in the life. We want to help you to be able to help yourself, so that we can move away from being a recipient of the support grant of the government, but you can become an employee, or even an employer if you are able to or have the skills and the ability to pursue that as a career opportunity. Yeah. But most of the projects that Zandile has mentioned, that's what the QuadPara Association currently is very proud to deliver to our membership.
Yeah, I think you are providing such a wide variety of services and projects and everything. I think it's so amazing because, if you are struggling with one thing, you guys have it covered. If you're needing support in something else, you guys have it covered. So I applaud you for everything that you're doing. And I know from working with you guys, or being part of your organization, or working with you for quite a while now, that you always have these bigger plans, and thinking of things from an impact perspective. How can we improve more lives? How can we create projects that can, as you said, not just hand a man a fish, but rather teach a man to fish, where they become self-sufficient and like employable, and not just wait for a grant or anything like that. So I think it's amazing. And Raven, I'm going to direct this question at you, because I think you might be able to answer it a little bit better. But Zandile, now, if you want to pitch in afterwards, you're more than welcome. So you can take on the COO role after Raven's answered. And that is, what are the long-term goals or short-term goals, whichever one you'd like to describe, of QASA in general at the moment? Raven?
Because thank you for that question, and also the timing that we are in for asking me that question, because we all set out with our long-term goals and our short-term goals, and we were ready to roll since the beginning of this year. Then towards the end of the first quarter of the year, we all know what happened. Yeah. And all our plans was actually, I don't even have one word to describe it, but we were rocked. The whole world was rocked. But QASA's immediate and long-term and short-term plan is to continue to survive in the current climate that we have, in order to preserve the lives of people with disabilities. Because we know we are seen as the most vulnerable group when it comes to the effect that the coronavirus will have on our lives. So we are continuing to deliver our service, because our function is to serve quadriplegics and paraplegics in the disability sector in general, in whatever capacity that our members find the most constructive. We are a member-based and a member-driven organization. So while our aim is to assist people with mobility impairments so that they can lead their independent lives, and also with a decent standard of living in all areas, not only one particular area, which is ranging from personal care to assistive devices, as you have mentioned, but then also to adequate skills and development and employment. So our immediate goal is to continue to be conservative, and also to see where we can assist, especially on the impact that coronavirus and the pandemic and also the lockdown has on the lives of our membership. That is our immediate, short-term, and our future plans.
Yeah, I mean, a holistic approach is something that I think South Africa, for people with disabilities, South Africa definitely needs. And I think you guys are well on your way to providing that. I mean, you're already doing so, and you're doing a great job. But as you mentioned, short-term and long-term goals are just to keep doing that, and to keep an eye on what's happening. Like you mentioned now with COVID, these are things or times that we've never experienced in our lives at all. Nobody has. But what we found as Smurgos is that people with disabilities have just been harder hit. for a variety of reasons. And that's one reason why we started our Smurgos Sundowner sessions every Friday, is to allow an opportunity for people with disabilities to connect. Because we identified that during COVID lockdown, a lot of disabled people or people with disabilities feel isolated at the best of times. Now with COVID, it's just heightened. So that's how we responded to that. But obviously you guys are on the ball, and you're always looking at being dynamic and adjusting things as you need them. So I think, again, you're doing an amazing job. And long-term, short-term, we're going to be there the whole way with you guys and supporting you, and obviously working with you the whole way. Zandile, would you like to add anything onto what Raven was saying?
I'm looking forward to level 1, so we can go out there and reach out, introduce ourselves to, especially myself as well, to members, to new members, old members, because obviously people have been at home, and some have even been so relaxed that they've forgotten they needed to contribute or donate. So introduce ourselves and reach out and get more members. So I'm looking to go out there and make QASA known.
That's awesome. So you touched on something very important there, Zandile, which was, getting people to donate and getting people involved in the program. So how can people do that? What is the best way for them to get hold of QASA or get involved?
They can email me on projects@quasa.co.za. They can also email Raven at coo@quasa.co.za. We also have an info email address, which is info@quasa.co.za, and our contact number is 031-767-0348.
Okay. I'll also make sure that all of those details are put in anything that we post, so that it'll be easily accessible. And then obviously, everybody's on social media these days. Are you guys on social media as well?
Yes, we're on Facebook, which is QASA. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter as well. Awesome. So it's all QASA. You can just type QASA and it will come up.
Nice. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat to me and to share more about QASA and everything that you guys are doing. It's been amazing. And I hope that regardless of whether COVID continues or we get down to level 1 or whatever happens, I hope you guys go from strength to strength.
Thank you.
Nicholas, thank you very much.
And thank you for the interview.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to share the information of QASA, because we consult directly and indirectly with our members, because as I mentioned that we are a membership-driven organization, but we do that to determine the needs and to ensure that we are constantly evolving to meet those needs. And also, as you've mentioned, that we are represented in many forums at all levels of the public sector and private sector, but our biggest aim is to make sure that the needs of spinal cord injured people with mobility impairments, that the needs are met. But thank you very much for the opportunity that we had to share our information and our experience and our projects, products, and services on this platform. May the relationship between Smurgos and QASA continue.
Definitely, and not only continue, but flourish and thrive.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to hear more about your Sundowner sessions.
We'll definitely talk offline, but it's been amazing. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say, bye guys.
Goodbye everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good day.